Hey Jess,
Hi, Bree.
how's today?
It's not too bad. My Mondays so far have been like actually quite chill. So
Oh, really?
every time when you ask me like, "How's your day?" Since we film on Mondays, they're usually like not too bad of days. So good
Yeah.
so far. How
My
about
Mondays,
you?
my Mondays are usually chill, except today I had an angry client at the end of the day. And it's
Hmm.
interesting because she's a female and we're gonna be talking about womanhood. And when I was
Yeah.
reading her email, I just felt so much emotion and
Hmm.
anger. And I'm like, keep it professional, lady.
Yeah.
So I had to check myself in the moment and say, you know what? I'm doing a job. Like her anger is not my anger. So
Right. Yes.
I just had to take a minute. I'll respond to her tomorrow. But it's interesting because we're talking about womanhood today. And a lot
Hmm.
of people say, like, the first thing they say about women are we're emotional.
Right, right. Because that was one of the things that we were going to talk about, like some of the um stereotypical, I wouldn't even say stereotypical, but like the more common feminine traits that
Yeah.
people say women have, and maybe some that we think that we have, or some that we don't have.
Yeah. I am emotional. Like they say women are. I know that I know that about myself. I'm emotional. Especially that time of the month.
Mhm. Yes. I'm emotional that time of the month. When it's not that time of the month, sometimes I have to be like, "Is it almost that time?" Then that time comes, and then I'm still emotional, and I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't that wasn't the reason. I just am."
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously. I feel um like when you think of like women, like we're like soft and delicate, most of us. But we're definitely emotional, and I used to get offended when I would hear, like, men say that, like, "Oh, women are so emotional," or "You guys think off of emotion," but it's true because I even work with a lot of women, and I feel like
Mhm.
sometimes they make decisions based off of emotions, like,
Mhm.
"You're upset about this, so now you're gonna do this," and sometimes it's, like, not even that deep.
Yeah. Yeah, I also feel like sometimes I can be a little sensitive too.
Mm, yeah.
And I think that also kinda tags off of being emotional. Like, you have those feelings, and then you're so in tune with it that you can sometimes be more sensitive to things than other people may or may
Yeah.
not. More so like the ones that are stereotypical for, like, females. We said sensitive, uh, expressive, that's another one, caring, nurturing. I don't know, the communicative one is on there, but I don't know, I don't feel like I am, like, very big communicative, like, communicator.
You don't feel like you're big on communicating?
Yeah.
I over communicate, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I over communicate because it's like some things you just don't even have to communicate, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know
I
why I
feel
do that.
like I'm, like, more of, like, short and sweet to the point, and
Mhm.
so sometimes, I don't know, like, sometimes I'll even, like, with going, like, with the communication one, there's one that is, like, what is it, cooperative? And I feel like sometimes instead of, like, communicating, I'll just go along with the flow. Like, I won't,
Mhm.
like, say this or that, and I'll just kinda, like, tag along with whatever it is.
Yeah.
You kinda understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Mhm.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I feel like that's, like, kinda something men do. Go with the flow, don't really say much, like, just like,
Uh-huh.
"Okay, whatever." But
I feel
yeah, I
like
know
it
what
just
you
depends on, like, how important I feel like it is, and like,
Mhm.
sometimes I'll just, like, push things under the rug, and that's not
Yeah.
always very good to do.
Yeah. What is being a woman to us? And I guess for me, I would say being a woman is being soft. Like, I feel like a woman is soft, and I feel like a
Mhm.
woman is nurturing. Like, it's just something that kinda comes natural. And I feel like being a woman is, like, in my opinion, is powerful because I don't know, I feel like women are so strong. Like,
Mhm,
you think about, like, physically what we go through, like giving birth, having periods,
mhm.
and then I actually learned in school that women have more organs than men.
I did
So it
not know
makes
that.
Yeah, so it makes it harder for us to lose weight because of that, and that's why sometimes we have, like, certain, issues with our body and stuff like that. So I
Mhm.
don't know, when you think about it, it's kinda like it feels like women just have it harder, but at the same time, we're so empowering, I think, like, we're just, like, powerful, you know what I mean? Like, not
Yeah.
great or whatever, but I feel like we're
Yeah, they're
like
great.
yeah, but we're like, I don't know, like, they need us.
Mhm. They do need us.
Yeah.
But we need them too, to balance that out. I mean, we need
Yeah.
them too, but
Yeah.
I still see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so hard to, like I feel like it's hard to describe what a woman is because I feel like we're so much, like, there's
Mhm.
so much that encompasses what a woman
Yeah.
is from, like, being able to carry children, even though not every woman gets to do that, and sometimes, like, some people do have, like, problems and trouble with it, but, like, that is, like, one aspect of it, and um, we have the tendency, the term is like you give a woman a house, she makes it a home. I feel like
Mhm.
that's like like we always like want to make things better and we like bring
Yeah.
things to life. And I guess that kind of goes with like the nurturing aspect probably. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to like give a definition of what a woman is because it's so much.
Yeah. Do you think 'cause us giving our definitions are pretty similar, but, with the
Uh-huh.
whole feminist movement, it's kinda like, I don't know, breaking outside of those boundaries of like, "Oh, we're soft, we're nurturing, we do this, we do that," like, everything
Mhm.
kinda soft like. And
Mhm.
to be honest, I'm not, like, all for the feminist movement because I just feel like this is why we have hardworking women who are not staying at home being pampered and treated like the queens they are because all this equality stuff, like, yes, equality, but at the same time, like, I'm okay with the gender roles because
Mhm.
I want my husband to provide and protect, and I wanna
Yeah.
take care of home, and you know what I'm saying? I wanna be able to be soft and, like, not have to do all of that.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I guess some people wouldn't agree, which I can understand to an
Mhm.
extent, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it's just kinda like, I'm okay with it, like, I'm just okay with being this soft girl.
Yeah.
That's not my
And
role.
yeah, and I honestly, I feel like today, I think that it's nice, and I think that it's cool that we can kind of, like, make what it is for ourselves, what it looks like to
Yeah,
be a woman. And then also, like, I agree with you. I do agree with you, but I feel like we on the whole, like, as part of, like, the whole equality and wanting everything to be equal, I can understand that, especially, like, in the workforce and when there's people doing the same jobs and, like, people being paid differently, but on the other side, I think that, like, men and women, we are 2 different like, we're 2 different beings. We were made differently, our biology is different, and at the end of the day, like, we are different people.
yeah,
And I think that's okay. And so, I would say that I do too also agree with some of the stereotypical gender roles in the
yeah,
homes. Like, I was having a conversation today about, like, taking the trash out, okay? Because because, like, if I'm married and I have a husband, um I would expect him to take out the trash. And
yeah,
if he's not around, I'm not
yeah,
just gonna, like, let it sit there and pile up just because he's not here and he'll take care of it when he gets here, like, no.
yeah,
However, the hidden agenda is that you're gonna take the trash out
right,
if you're
exactly.
around.
Exactly, just like it's, like, kinda unspoken, like, I'm gonna cook, I'm
Mhm,
gonna, do most of, like, household things like that, so,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I
yeah.
feel like, why am I carrying the heavy trash and you're right there? Like, you sit on the couch and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go take the trash out." Like, no.
Yeah. Far as, like but what do you think about, so do you also feel though that there's kind of like this stereotypical aspect of like women not being able to do certain jobs?
For sure, because I feel
Mhm.
like, in my opinion, when I see a woman on the side of the road doing construction with the men, 9 times out of 10, they're doing something like holding the sign or something like that, or,
Mhm.
like, sitting in the, vehicle, not really, like, doing the harder stuff, and I just feel like
Yeah,
that goes back to biology, like, they're men, their body can, like, lift more, they can probably endure a little bit more physically, so it's just like, I don't know. I mean, to each his own, some women wanna do that, but I just
yeah,
feel like me working for a moving company, be so for real, I show up to your house and I'm about to help move your stuff,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, and if you don't know, like, physically, I'm small, I'm, like, 120, 5 feet nothing, like, you don't want me moving your stuff. Like,
yeah,
so, I just feel like it's nothing wrong with, like, I don't know, sticking to that stereotype of just
yeah. I think the biggest thing now I think the biggest thing is the fact that we have the option, you know?
yeah,
And it's not like, "Oh, you can't do this because you are female," but
mhm,
now it's like, if you want to,
mhm,
we're not
yeah.
gonna stop you.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what guess that's what all the women wanted, was just the
Mhm,
option,
mhm.
but it's like now we got the option and there's these strong, independent women, and now we're trying to go back to the soft girl era, but it's like, "This is what you wanted."
Like,
Literally.
probably, like, 10 years from now, it'll change. There's always an era.
Yeah. Yeah,
They come and go.
they really do.
That's why at the end of the day, you always have to do what works for you because according to, like, culture standards and everything, everything's always changing and nothing is consistent.
Yeah, that is
So,
true.
like, even when, like, in the home and when people do get married and, like, the roles and stuff, I think the biggest and most important thing is being able to, like, marry someone where y'all are on the same page.
Yeah,
And it's like, "This is how I feel about things. How do you feel about things?" Because, like, at the end of the day, if it works for you, then it works for you.
yeah. True, very, very true. For me, it was always odd when I would see, like, married couples and, like, the women would be cutting the grass. I'm sorry, that's just not something I'm gonna do. I'm not go if we're married, where are you gonna be while I'm cutting the grass? Like, you cut the grass, I'll pull up the weeds or something, but cut
"I'll
the
help
grass.
you. Do you
Yeah,
need me to hand you something? Would you like some
right.
water?"
Exactly. I could do that, but I see that, and then, like, I know, like, some women just don't mind it, like, the 50-50 thing,
Mhm.
like, that's a big thing. People are like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do 50-50," and then some like, "Oh, I don't mind doing it." And I guess it just depends on how you were raised. Most of the time, that's what
Yeah.
people go off of, how they were raised or just how you view it, but I guess at the end of the day, whatever works for y'all, works for y'all. But for me,
Mhm.
we ain't roommates, so I don't know about no 50-50, but
You
Imma be helpful.
you literally you sounded like your mother when you said
Oh my
all I
god.
heard was Miss Felicia.
Okay, so next we're gonna do a woman's version of would you rather. Would you
Okay.
rather be bald all over or hairy everywhere?
Ooh. Ooh. Probably hairy.
Yeah, I'll just be hairy and go get
Because you
waxed.
can just, like, shave, get waxed,
Yeah.
laser, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, 'cause I don't I feel like our hair is, like, part of what makes us whether we have it bald or we have a lot of hair or we cut it,
Mhm.
color it, it's, like, a
A
part of
part of
us.
our identity.
Exactly. Would you rather be young and naive forever or be old and wise forever?
I mean, how old are we talking?
We're talking old. Like, you look
Old?
like you're in your 60s. You operate like you're in your 60s. Which I'm
Ooh.
sorry, that's probably not old, old, but, for us.
Mm, probably 60s.
Yeah, I guess. I don't wanna be naive,
I don't wanna be naive either.
but
But
I
'cause
don't.
see, what I'm thinking is, like, who wants to be young and naive for forever? I feel like I would get so tired of that.
Yeah, but you're naive, you don't even it's normal to you. I would
That's
do
what
old
I'm
too, though.
thinking. I would be so tired of it. Like, ugh.
Yeah. Life would be hard being naive your whole
Yeah,
life. Like, yeah,
that
that'd be hard.
sounds like the struggle,
That is the struggle, and I know
the
some right
trenches.
now. Would you rather have the gift of beauty but no wisdom, or wisdom and no beauty?
Wisdom. Okay, that sounds really good. Okay, I'm saying wi okay, can you repeat that? Like, run that back
Okay,
back
the
for
gift
me.
of beauty, but you don't have wisdom, or have wisdom but no beauty. So by society standards, you're not attractive, but you got wisdom.
I would rather have wisdom and not be attractive because there's always still gonna be somebody that finds me attractive. There's always gonna be there's always
Yeah,
gonna be there's always gonna be someone
that's true. I'm sorry, but I'm
that
gonna pick
finds you
beauty
attractive.
because you don't need wisdom if you have that much beauty. Just marry
Yeah,
rich.
because beauty can get you honestly, I feel like beauty can get you places
It really
that
can.
you really don't need wisdom for.
Yeah, we can look at
However, like,
social media.
I don't know how long you'll be able to, like, keep it
That's true.
without the wisdom.
That's very true. But
Yeah.
honestly, in society we live in today, that's kinda like the thing. Like, there's a lot of well-known, rich, attractive
Mhm.
people, and then you listen to them talk, and it's just like, "Oh, you're naive," or "You sound,
Yeah,
like, childish," you know?
yeah. I would still take the wisdom.
I'm sorry, I would just have to pray to God for it to come, but I'm gonna take the beauty because I just feel like it would make me, like, I don't know, like, to have wisdom and to know that, like, no matter what I do, this is just how I'm gonna look, which nothing is wrong
N
with.
not necessarily, okay? I
That's what
still
I'm talking about in this question. No beauty. No
okay,
matter what you do. No beauty.
okay.
Can't
I'm
dress it
still
up.
taking wisdom.
That's good. That's a cute answer. That's good. But but I'm gonna have to say beauty because I just feel like I don't know. I'll just keep my mouth shut. Like, I'm just not gonna talk that much because some people can't tell that I ain't got no wisdom.
You can pay the right people to do the speaking for you
Exactly. That probably sounds terrible.
if you can afford it.
Yeah. Would you rather have a great career and can't keep a man, or meet the love of your life and y'all live broke forever?
Great career, can't keep a man because okay.
Really? I would
Yeah,
rather just find the love of my life and we just be broke. What's that Anthony Hamilton
no.
song? I can't think of the song, but they're broken in love.
I'm no. No, 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 because, to me, that's kinda like love can't pay the bills, okay?
True,
Love
true.
cannot pay the bills, like, I don't care how in love we are.
Mhm.
If my man can't get up and m provide for our home,
Mhm.
or if we cannot provide together, like, I don't know, I just don't wanna be, like, happy and broke. I
Yeah,
don't
but you'll be rich in love.
I'll be rich and okay.
Well, I
I
feel
yeah.
like I feel like that is a big thing though, like with women, because sometimes it's like either you like focus on your career and then you forget about love. And you do see a lot of successful women older in age that are
Mhm.
like without love, or either you just kind of like give up on that, get married, have kids. And then sometimes you see women in marriages and with families who like start their career later on in life, or like they just never really start a career and their husband has it
Mhm.
because they made that sacrifice. So I feel like
Yeah.
that's like kind of a big thing with women. It's like we have to choose, but men really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. You don't it's rare that you see like a man that had to
To
choose. Like you're
choose.
married and then you just didn't get to pursue what you wanted. Usually it's like your
It's
wife is there to
because
hold it down while you do that.
yeah, and it's because a lot of times the man is the one that is expected to provide for the family.
True.
So
Yeah.
it's like usually that is gonna consist of, like, that person working, and so they're
Yeah.
more than likely, they're gonna go after what it is that they wanted to do or pursue to make money for the family,
Yeah.
while the other person may have to stay home.
Do you feel like in being a woman that like we just have to make a lot of sacrifices in life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
I
yeah.
do. I do I do think so. Depending on how your life is
Yeah.
set
I feel
up.
like you see it so often though. It's like the thing of like career or love or like being a mom or living your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Mhm,
you don't see a lot of women that like just kind of do what they want. Some just do what they want, but for the most part it's like I don't know, you got to make a lot of sacrifices. You got to make a lot of choices and usually I feel like sometimes women like we'll just put ourselves on the back burner
mhm,
and kind of like do like what's better for the masses, whether that be like your
mhm.
kids or your husband or whatever, or for your
Yeah,
family. Because I even see like some women that like I've worked with or that I know, like they'll be like taking on the burden of their parents as they gotten older, even though they have other siblings, but it's like, oh well, I'm gonna be the one to take care of them, or I'm gonna move them in with me or stuff like that. And I just feel like kind of as women, it seems like it's like expected of us to just do certain things. Like I can think
yeah,
about growing up it was my dad for sure, always, like, for me to clean up or for me to do this or do that, and I'm like, "My brother just sitting there doing nothing." Like and now, like, as an adult, like a grown woman, I understand it, you know what I'm saying?
mhm,
But it does just seem like kinda more is expected of us just in
mhm,
life in general from a young age.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, and I feel like that it all goes back to the traditional way of, like, what the home looked like,
Mm.
because, like, back in the day back in the day, in earlier times, like, that was what the woman did, like, the woman was the one that stayed home, they took care of the children, they did the cooking,
Mhm.
they did the cleaning, they made sure, like, everything at home was fine, and the man was just expected to provide, and
Yeah.
that can like, taking care of the home is can be a job in
Mm, yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah. It
So
really is.
I could see that. Mhm.
Mm. That leads me into my question. How do you feel about women that have no female friends?
Questionable.
Yeah, for sure. For
Only
sure.
because, like, I don't know, it's just kinda I just don't understand why you wouldn't wanna have female friends. Or,
I
like,
don't even think it's what you want, it's can
why
you?
why why can't you have female friends? Because honestly, I feel like most women desire to have that, like, form of connection and community with women,
Mm,
like people that you can talk to and know exactly what you're going through because they experience the same things, they go through the same things, and just being able to give, like, that woman's perspective. So if there's a female that, like, doesn't have female friends, I would probably question, like, why? Like
yeah,
like, why?
I question it. I knew a girl, I don't talk to her anymore, but she didn't have any female friends. Well, she had one that she talked bad about to the rest of us, and that was her closest friend, but, like, I don't know, it was just always odd to me, but I mean, later on in the friendship, I seen why she didn't have any female friends, and I do feel like that's questionable. It's the difference between not being able to keep friends and just having a
Mhm.
tight circle. Like, if you're falling
Yeah.
out with all your female friends or you just can't keep a female friend, it's just kinda like I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it is, like, jealousy in some friendships, and
Mhm.
then other times I feel like it's just not knowing how to be a friend, I guess.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, did she ever realize that she didn't have like, did she
She
ever,
knew
like,
she didn't have
vocalize
friends.
it?
Yeah, she told us. I didn't believe her because people always say that, but literally, like, getting to know her, she really like, for her birthday, it was me and, like, one other friend that was there that was actually my friend, but she knew her, like, through work. Yeah, it was just, like, her, me, another one of our friends who we knew through work, and then she brought one of her other friends. But, yeah, she doesn't really have friends. But, really, I feel like with her, it was just kinda like, um I don't know, I guess she didn't wanna be bothered, I don't know, it's just questionable to me. It's just questionable. I don't
She
get
didn't
it.
wanna be bothered.
Yeah, 'cause okay, if you're being like, if you're in a friendship, certain things are expected of you as a
Mhm.
friend, you know what I'm saying? And some people just don't care to be a good friend, so it's like, I don't wanna be bothered because I don't feel like having to be a good friend, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
because
that's
we talked about
cool.
that before. The
Yeah, like
energy.
exactly. And it's cool, but it's just like, eh. And then I feel like sometimes friendships don't work with women, like groups. Because you seen the thing where it's like a group of friends leaving to go on vacation and then they all come back not friends?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
that's I don't know what it is about us women, but it's like just having large groups of friends or friendships, it's probably because we're all emotional. We take
We're
everything to heart. I don't know.
emotional, we're chatty,
Yeah.
we like to talk, and
Yeah.
you wanna tell everything because you wanna
Mm,
get stuff off of your chest, and
yeah. Remember we used to be the three amigos. And now it's just the 2 of us.
I don't remember the 3rd one.
You know, I'm gonna bleep that out.
Okay, okay. I don't know, I was like, "Who?" And then I was like, "Maybe she's talking." I don't wanna say it.
Yeah, like, for the longest
Yeah,
it
you're
was a good while, it was the 3 of us.
yeah, and, even, when you left, it was the 2 of us,
Mhm.
and I don't know what happened.
I guess y'all just fell off. I didn't when I moved away, I didn't really stay in contact with her like that anyway,
Yeah.
so I feel like I don't know. It's weird how that
Mhm.
dynamic is in, like, groups of friendships.
Sometimes, like, I'm curious, like, if we lived in the same city
Mhm.
and, like, if we had, because sometimes, like, watching TV and stuff and you see friends that, like, it's a group of, like, 3 or 4 of them, I mean, it looks really attractive.
It
Like,
does.
sometimes I'm like, "Ooh, that would be nice to have, like, a group of
Mhm.
girls to always hang out with," and then the other part of me is like, "But that also seems like a lot of drama."
Yeah, you gotta have mature friends.
Yeah, you have to.
'Cause this is ugh. 'Cause actually, I have a friend who doesn't live where I live anymore, she moved away after college, but she was, like, thanking me for, like, not being so I don't even remember the words she used, but I guess just, like, on her about, like, not talking to me all the time or, like,
Mhm.
updating me on her life and stuff like that, but I realized, like, we're all grown, so it's just
Yeah.
like, you'll talk when you talk, like, it's not that
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I agree. 'Cause, I mean, there's some friends that I have that we can go a couple a month or so, and then we'll talk on the phone for hours, and
Yeah,
we're fine.
exactly,
No one questions where the other one was. We know if something was, like, going down or really important, we would know, but
exactly. I don't know, but you don't see that with men a lot though. Like, I don't see groups of
no.
men and then, like, they have falling outs. But I guess it's
No.
just they don't take like, it's not that deep to them, I guess.
I guess not. I guess not.
It's weird.
I've
You got
always
some friends.
admired I don't know, like, I've always admired my brother's friendships, which is because they don't, like,
Mhm.
they'll be the best buds. Something happens, they just keep it moving.
Right. I feel like most groups do that. which is actually commendable. Why do you think society is hard on women? Or do
Why?
you even think society is hard on women? Because I do.
Um, sometimes.
In my opinion, I do feel like society is hard on women, and I think they're hard on women because so much is expected from women.
Mhm.
And but most of the time, I feel like it's the women that are hard on women, honestly. And so I
Mhm.
guess they make up the people in society that are hard on women. But I really do feel like it's like women judging other women. Like you'll see like I don't know, like just give for instance like an influencer who's natural and people will tear her body down, mostly
Mhm.
women. And then the minute she gets surgery, they're coming at her like, why did you do that? Or you're not natural. And it's just like
Yeah.
she can't win for losing. So
Yeah.
I really feel like it's mostly like other women that do that. Like, and I don't get it. It's at
Yeah.
all.
It's I it's almost like we're all in, like there's, like, this, like, competition or something
Mhm.
going on, and it's I don't know why, and it's like everyone like, a lot of us are just, like we're hard on ourselves because we're trying to prove something
Yeah.
to maybe not even always, like, trying to prove something to other people, but, like, trying to prove something to ourselves. Like, "I
Yeah.
can do this, I got this, I got that."
Yeah.
Um, so I do think there is a type of pressure.
Definitely. I heard
Mhm.
a saying a long time ago, like, "Women dress for women, not for men."
Mhm. I've seen that too.
Yeah, and I think it's so true because I feel like, as women, we're our biggest judges. Like, we just
Mhm.
judge each other so hard,
Mhm. Yeah.
which is sad.
Do you have any fears as you're getting older?
Fears of getting older? Yeah, I do, and I'm gonna sound so vain after this episode, but I kinda do have a fear of, the aging process, like how I'll look, how my body will be, how my face will be, just because I feel
Mhm.
like as women, we do like, our appearance matters, the way
Yeah.
we, keep ourselves up matters, and so
Yeah.
I do have a fear of aging and how I'll age. Hopefully, I'll age gracefully.
Mhm.
But aside from that, another fear I have as a woman is, I mean, it's not really a fear, I guess, but I how do I wanna say this? Hold on. Okay, so it's not a fear, but it's just something I think about as a woman is how I'm perceived to other women. I wouldn't
Mm.
necessarily say it's a fear, but I'm constantly, like, cautious of that, like, how I come across because I used to always hear from people like, "Oh, when I first met you, I thought you were stuck up, or I thought you were mean," and stuff like that, and so I'm constantly, like not really in fear, but I guess in fear of, like, how I'm presenting myself to people
Yeah.
as a woman, as a Black woman, like, I just don't want people to look at me and judge and think like I'm some way that I'm not, or I don't even wanna sometimes unintentionally come across in a manner that I don't wanna represent myself in.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Um, I fear my aging is one of them. More so like I don't know. I say aging, but it's more so the biggest thing as far as like aging, the fear of it is like losing my hair.
You feel like
Because
you will?
I don't know, because I've seen some older people that have still have like a head full of hair and their hair's like healthy and it looks good.
Mhm.
But then you also see like some older people that it just looks like their hair's dying.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Your hair does thin out as you get older, for some people.
Yeah. I just don't know how I'm gonna look if that were to happen.
Wow, new
Yeah.
fear unlocked because I never thought about that.
Sorry.
Never thought about that.
And the other thing that I fear is probably like I don't know, my other fear is, like, losing people along the journey, like, just of, like, life in general.
Mhm.
Whether it's just, like mostly, like, parents, 'cause,
Mm.
like, as you're getting older, your parents are getting older.
Yeah,
That's kinda scary.
that is scary.
It's like I want them around as long as I'm here, but
Right.
usually that's not how that works.
Yeah.
The only thing guaranteed
Is
in
death
life
in
is
Texas.
death.
Gotta pay them taxes.
What's the best advice you've been given so far? Or what would you what advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
Oh gosh, I'll answer both because I think they're different. What advice I'll give my 18-year-old self is to let the
Mhm.
Lord fight your battles. And that's with everything, like, in school, with friends, professors, relationships, like, if I would've
Mhm.
just kept my mouth shut in some situations.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think the best advice that I've been given, well, actually, they're the same because my mom gave me this advice, "Let the Lord do the talking for you." That's the best
Yeah,
advice I've ever been given.
that's
Like,
good.
literally. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
the same. But
Not
if she would've told me that when I was 18, it would've been different.
She said you weren't ready. I don't know, I wrote these questions down, but I didn't really think about them. I think one good piece of advice, though, is, like, try, like, making decisions. I guess I would tell my 18-year-old self this, or this is even, like, good advice overall, but, um, like, make decisions that are good for you and not necessarily what you think other people want you to do or what kinda, like, looks good for the masses. But, like,
Yeah.
what is it specifically that you want?
Mhm. That's a good
I
one.
think I think that
I
would
feel
probably
like
be
I think that's good because I feel like, especially when you're younger, I mean, some people are just rebellious, but for those of us
Mhm,
who weren't rebellious, like, a lot of times especially being young, you're making decisions based off of what you feel like your parents may want you to do or
mhm.
what other people may expect you to do.
Yeah,
And that's why a lot of times I think it was Glorilla, had people were commenting and saying, like, she wasn't like how she is now in high school, and she was like, "I was a child, my parents
yeah,
were telling me who I was, but now, like, I'm being me." And that's so true. I feel like people that's good advice because you
mhm.
literally have to live your life for you, but on the other end of that, you can't be, like, so, like, living it for you that you can't listen to advice.
Right,
'Cause
right.
sometimes it's either, like, one end or the other. It's like, "Imma do what I want, can't nobody tell me nothing," or it's like, "I'm doing what everybody wants me to do, I can't make my own decisions," and so it has to be a
Mhm.
balance. So that's a really good
Yeah,
advice.
yeah. It's like take people's advice into consideration for sure,
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you're gonna be the one that has to live with whatever choice that you make. So,
exactly.
what do you enjoy so far on your journey of womanhood?
I think I enjoy because I'm kind of it may be hard to believe, I don't know, but I'm a quiet person anyway, like, just by nature. I'm pretty observant. And I
Mhm,
feel like I've enjoyed being able to freely be a woman and be soft and be quiet and be who I am
mhm.
and not feel like, I don't know, I guess, like, that's out of character or
Yeah,
wrong. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Because I feel
Yeah,
like for men, like, if you meet a man that's quiet or, like, soft spoken, it can be looked at as like, "Oh, he's not masculine enough."
mhm.
Which to each his own, whatever, but as a
Yeah,
woman, like, I like the fact that I'm able to just be soft, be a little more meek into
mhm.
myself, and it's not looked at as a bad thing, so I enjoy that about womanhood. There's, like, certain things that I feel like we can kinda get away with that a man couldn't. They'd be judged and looked at
Yeah,
negative light.
yeah. It's like, being able to, like, embrace those feminine qualities and characteristics
Mhm.
unapologetically.
Yeah. Mhm. I don't know, I
Yeah.
feel like being a woman is just empowering. Like, I just
Mhm.
one thing I wish is I just wish, like, females could get along more. 'Cause I feel like it's just so empowering to be a woman, and we're, like, so
Yeah.
creative and nurturing, and we just have all these great natural qualities about ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know that some women may be on, like, the harder side or not as soft or in their feminine energy, but that's okay too,
It
and I
is.
just wish, like I don't know, I wish we wouldn't, like, judge each other so much. I just
Yeah,
feel like women are kinda judgmental, and I don't like that.
that is true.
Yeah.
And we have something to say about everything, and
Yes.
everything like, you don't like, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you have to state it every single time.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like like, if you go into, like, comments and stuff on social media, a lot of times I feel like it's a lot of us talking.
Yeah. I have so much to say that nobody asked about.
There goes that what, communicator.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, one thing, like, just tagging off of that, like, us getting just you wishing women get along. I feel like as I've gotten older, something that I enjoy is, like, really the relationships that I have with other women, like, the
Mhm.
healthy ones, like, with friends and stuff, especially because, like I said before in another episode, how I kinda, like, would have friends, and then I just kinda whatever happens, if we don't stay friends, we just don't stay friends.
Mhm.
But now, like, I feel like I, like, really hold tight to, like, girls that come into my life and, like, good quality friendships, and just, like, being able to have people to, like, talk to and call on that are girls and that are
Yeah.
females. Um, I really enjoy that. I think just, like, confidence in general. As you get older, I feel like your confidence grows, or it can, and there's
Mhm.
probably people that are older that may still not feel confident, I don't know.
Yeah.
But for me specifically, I feel like as I've gotten older, my confidence has grown just, like,
Mhm.
in being a woman, and I don't know, it's just mm, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, like, I just love just embracing, like, being a woman, like, getting
Yeah.
dolled up, getting dressed up, just, like, wanting to get dressed just to go to dinner. Like, some
Mhm.
days you just, like, wake up, you have nowhere to go, and you might just wanna put on makeup just because you wanna feel pretty for the day, and that's
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I like the freedom of that, being
Mhm,
able to dress how you want, look how you want, do your hair how you want.
mhm.
'Cause when you think about it, like, as women, we can do things like that, and, of course, some people may judge, but it's still acceptable to,
Yeah,
like, dress how you want, do your makeup how you want, do your
yeah,
hair how you want, like, a way to express yourself.
mhm. Like, we can literally, like, dress masculine if we want
Mhm.
to, and still very much still present feminine energy.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like,
Literally.
that's that is something to embrace, and that I think that's something that's pretty cool about
Yeah.
womanhood.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We hope that you were able to get anything out of it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Bye. Where are you going, sweetie? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as head on over to our lovely TikTok at CuteConvos and don't forget to follow. See you next time.